Hi everybody, it's Jody, and I'm kind of in a reflective mood today. It's December 16th, 2020, and we're almost at the end of this year. I'm not even going to put an adjective to the year. It's been one for the record books, for sure, for many of us. And as I think back on who I've become in this year, while it's been very difficult and while there have been things that none of us have been able to control and some really terrible things have happened, people have lost loved ones, a lot of tragedy and a lot of opportunity. And I suppose that's the Chinese symbol for what, crisis, I think? No, Chinese symbol for something. It has two, um, maybe it's opportunity. I should look that up. But there's opportunity and crisis. They're kind of two sides of the same coin. And as I've been reflecting on this year, it's kind of interesting to note that the one constant through everything has been me. And I think that would be true for all of you, all of us, anybody who's listening to this. You have been the constant. You are the only person in your life you will never leave nor lose. And so if we, you, me, if we aren't okay with ourselves and if we aren't in love with ourselves, I know that sounds weird, but if we don't love ourselves, then that is an obstacle and a hurdle to overcome every single day. To just be able to look in the mirror and to be able to say, I like who I'm becoming. I love who I am. We just got done with a mastermind meeting this morning. I've been facilitating a mastermind group of 4 people for the past couple of years. We couldn't remember if it's been 2 or 3 years. And when we look back on who we've been becoming with each other and as witnesses to each other, it's really difficult to remember how it was before. And we have some signposts that we can look at over the last couple of years that we say, let's put a stake in the ground here so we can come back and measure our progress from here. That's really the only reason we look back, is to see how far we've come. We're not interested in taking our past with us. We're not even all that concerned about what the future will hold for us because we're working diligently with and for each other to be present in the now. None of us knows what the future will have in store for us. And so worrying about it only changes who we're being in the present. And what's really interesting about the conversation we had this morning is we talked a little bit about faith and how you need to have faith that things will be okay. Faith is a certainty of things not seen. And we're not even talking about faith as we were reflecting this morning. We were talking about sharing our lived experience. So there's no faith in that conversation because we're not even talking about things that haven't yet happened or anything that isn't of the present moment. And so who we are in the present moment, when we understand that at a different level, is much more competent, is much more present, I guess is all I can think of to say, with the people around us. We're present in our being with the people around us. And you can call that leadership if you want to, but it's not really a title or a position. It's just a confidence. It's a security in who we know ourselves to be. So we were talking this morning about potential and how potential, every single little baby that's born has a ton of potential. And whether or not that little baby lives into that potential or carries through to the world that potential, that's where our life and our lived experience comes into play. We're talking about gifts this morning as well, and whether our gifts belong to us, for us to keep in our own little space, or whether our gifts belong to the world, and that's how we can serve and contribute. So whether your gift is a gift in cooking or a gift in numbers or a gift in vision or a gift in music, it's really not for you if you're really living your life with purpose and destiny in mind. So as we were talking about all of that this morning, it just occurred to me that who we've been being in 2020 is probably a pretty good indication of who we will be in 2021. And it's always a reminder to me of when Wayne Dyer said, what comes out of an orange when you squeeze it is orange juice, because it's what's inside. So if we've felt squeezed at all in 2020, what's come out of us is what's been inside. And what's been inside is stress and upset and frustration and nastiness, then let's just hope we can squeeze out every little piece of that so that we can start 2021 fresh. Let's get all of that out. And if what's been inside of us is joy and grace and happiness and service, and we've been squeezed for that, then let's hope that we've used up all of that so that we're open and ready to be filled back up for 2021. I think this is a great time of the year to be able to plan. And even in your planning, if you can be present in the planning of it, it's less about what I need to make happen. That's kind of what goal setting has been for me, what I need to make happen. And if I get to the end of a period and I haven't done that, then I have to work harder to make sure I get that done. Less about that right now, and more about how might I empty myself of all of this stuff that has kept me back and weighed me down, and be open so that 2021 can allow me to be a conduit of greatness. And at the risk of sounding a little spiritually woo-woo, I know that I'm a conduit for spirit. I'm not the spirit itself. I am the faucet, not the water. And so my job right now is to be the best faucet I can be, clear myself of anything that I've put in the way, any stuff that's clogged up the faucet in 2020, so that I'm ready and open in 2021, because I am ready to be a servant leader and to offer my gifts to the world. And my gifts, I'm pretty clear, they are in facilitation, communication, leadership. And I'll be working to allow my message to get to the world and to use my gifts in whatever way will best serve. So I just wanted to say that today. Thank you so much to my mastermind group. I become better because of them. If you're not in a mastermind group, I would highly recommend you find a group of people with whom you can learn and grow and be real, because there's nothing like that experience. And especially when you have a time like we did today to kind of reflect and look back, it's amazing to see how far we've come. The only reason to look back is to see how far you've come, not to wish that you were still there. So thanks, everybody. Just get real. See ya.